Are you preparing goodies or treat bags for Halloween? Let's make them extra special with these cute coffin bags. Or are you looking for a gift bag idea? Or just in the need of a gift bag? Come along. I will show you how to make these easy coffin treat bags that can also be made into this purse-like bag or just a simple bag. Hi, I'm Sherls. Thank you for stopping by on my channel. If you are new, welcome. I hope you like it here and subscribe to my channel. If you are my followers, welcome back. Happy to have you here again. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this coffin style bag and its variations. This is not a new idea. I bet you had seen it. I have made this coffin bag before, but not in this way, and frankly, I like this one better. The old style has these score marks, while the new one doesn't. I got this idea from this treat bag my daughters got last year. I like that there are less score marks than the one I made previously. There are total 5 less score marks on this new one. I already made a couple for my daughter's classes, and I can tell you that it's faster and easier to make. As usual, I will do my best to share the concept so you can make your own in any size. The main material for this project is paper, of course. Thick paper like cardstock works great. Typical copy paper works too. I use 24-pound or 90 GSM copy paper for my bags. Use what feels right for you. You also need glue, scissors, and a scoreboard if you have it. If you don't have a scoring board, you can use a ruler, pencil or dull pen, and a scoring pen. It will also be useful if you have a soft material as a mat, like a foam sheet. First thing first, we need to decide the rough size of the bag. We don't want the bag to be too small or too big for the items we are going to put it in, aren't we? If you're not interested in this part, feel free to skip ahead to the next chapter. I already prepared most of the goodies I want to put inside my treat bag. The tallest item in my bag is this slap bracelet, and the widest one is this sticker sheet. So, my bag needs to be at least as tall as this slap bracelet plus an inch or more for closure, and as wide as these sticker sheets. Most of these items are not that thick, so 1.5 inches depth should be enough. I made a prototype that fits these sticker sheets. This is the prototype. The bottom of the bag fits my sticker sheets perfectly, but I don't like the look. It looks more like a chubby coffin bag than a typical coffin. This sticker is pliable and it can bend, so I made another prototype with a narrower bottom width. The sticker sheet is poking out of the coffin shape, and I am totally fine with it. In fact, if I don't cut the shape, the sheet will snug perfectly inside. Remember, the top will be wider than the bottom. As long as your item is not rigid, the bottom of the bag does not have to be exactly the same size as your items. If you are not sure which size will fit your items perfectly, make a prototype with junk papers. With that information, I know my paper needs to be at least 8.5 inches, the size of this slap bracelet, plus 1.5 the depth of the bag, plus 1 inches, which come to 11 inches. The width of the paper should be 2 times the width of the bag that I decided, which was 4 inches, plus 2 times the depth, plus half inches flap, and it comes to 11.5 inches. The US letter size paper is 8.5 by 11, so the height of this paper fits perfectly what I need. But for the width, I will need to cut a piece of paper and combine it to make 11.5 inches paper. And since I don't want to waste paper, I decided to cut my paper into half and I will combine it together. That's how I came up with the size of the paper I'm using to make this coffin treat bag. You can find this cute Halloween freebie paper on my Coffee page. There are 5 distinct designs of this paper, and that should give you enough variety of goodie bags to make. This is the diagram of the scoring mark we are going to make. I had my depth and width from the previous step, but I used a wider paper than necessary because I don't want to waste paper. So I need to do a quick calculation again. The paper that I am using is 11 by 12 inches. So my width, the new width should be 12 inches minus half inches flat, and then minus twice of the depth, 2 times 1.5 inches. I already decided that my depth should be 1.5 inches. So this will come up into 3.5 inches equal to 8.5 inches. And divided by 2, 4.25 inches. This will be my new width. And so I know that this will be in 1.5 inches, and this I need to score at 1.5 plus 4.25. It is 5.75, and then another 1.5 inches, so it is 7.25, and then finally this is 4.25. So this score mark will be at 11.5 inches. And then on the opposite side, this score mark here, a little bit thick mark, we need to make it in the middle of the depth. So my depth here is 1.5. So this score mark should be at 3.25. And again, I need to make a score mark from the middle of the depth. So in the middle of 5.75 and 7.25, it should be half of this is 3/4. 5.75 plus 3/4 is, let's see, 6.5. So these are the score marks that I need to make, and these score marks here should be at least wider than half of the depth, and better if it is as wide as the depth. So I want to make my score mark here as wide as the depth, which is 1.5 inches. So this is how I came up with the position of my scoring marks. Now using my scoring board, I will start making this score mark. So I like to do it from this way first. So this is at 1.5 inches. And then I need to make the score mark on this bottom part, the shorter part, from half inches. This is my diagram, 1.5 inches, and then 5.75, and 7.25, and then 11.5. And then I'm going to flip to the other side, and now I'm going to make a thick mark on this one, 3/4, and then the next one is 6.5. I also want to make another thick mark here, the same position as my flap here, which is 11.5. So all of this scoring mark will make sense as we put this together. So it's like 3/4, and then 6.5 and 11.5 inches. Now put this away. And the next step, we are going to cut this one. So we are going to cut this, and this. Make sure to cut a gap in between the cut lines to make it easier shaping this treat bag. And then fold along this score mark like this. And then I'm going to apply my adhesive on this flap side. And I'm going to join this with the other side. I like to do this in the middle of my bag because I don't want extra fold line. And then we are going to shape this bottom. And maybe you already guessed how we are going to shape it. It's very easy. Just fold this big flap first and then apply adhesive. And then we are going to adhere this small flap into it. Then apply more adhesive. And the last flap. And I like to press this against my staple to make sure that I press the adhesive really well, so it will stuck really well. And we are done. As you can see, this is our first variation. You can just punch a holes in this side and the other side and a thread a ribbon, and you will have a really cute treat bag. But I'm going to make this into a coffin style. To turn this bag into coffin shape, all we need to do is just cut these two top corners. Use the tick mark that we made earlier to help find the center of the depth of the bag and slightly press it, and then use your scissors to trim it off. If you're mess making this like I do, keep the scrap of your bag and then use it as a template. I'm not really good at holding this in place, so I like to use my clip to help me, and then I'm going to trim it off. Play around to decide how much you like to cut these corners to make this coffin shape. There is no right or wrong in my opinion. This is one of the early versions that I made, and I cut this corner slightly deeper than this one. I like this one better, and this is the one that I'm going to use for all of 50 bags I need to make. And once I put all my goodies in, I can punch a hole and thread a ribbon through the hole and make it a cute bag. But it might take me a while. It will be faster for me to just print this tag, put it in the coffin bag, and then staple it. So I made this tag, total 6 tags in a sheet, and I'm going to put this as my freebie this week. For this per style bag, you need to make one more score mark on top of the coffin bag. These are the score marks that you make to make this coffin bag, and also this tick mark. And on top of that, make this one extra horizontal score mark for this purse. I printed portrait background of my hunting romance pepper twice, then glued them to make this big pepper. I already scored like how I would when making the coffin treat bag, and now I need to make another horizontal score mark. When playing with the coffin treat bag, I found 3/4 inches from the top fits my preference. So that's what I'm going to make now. Just need to make sure that the orientation of the pepper is correct, and then 3/4 inches in, score. And move my pepper, and then score again. And I'm going to shape this as how I would with the coffin treat bag. After shaping the bag, fold in along this score mark. And then apply a glue on one of the flap, and we are going to adhere it inside the bag like so. And then this, after you put some closure, this will become your purse-like treat bag. And for me, I'm going to use a tag for the closure here. This is the face of the dead tombstone tag that I made, and it's available on my Etsy. I haven't decided yet if I want to use that or if I want to use this, the passage of time text. And this is also available on my Etsy as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut either this one or this one, and then after I put my goodie inside, I'm going to just glue this on here as the closure. Before I go, I want to point out that no matter how deep your bag is, as long as the original paper is the same, the top part will be the same size. So this one, I made the depth to be 2 inches, and this one is the one that I made in this tutorial is 1.5 inches. And when I put this side by side, you can see that the top part is pretty much the same size. And lastly, I will put this diagram on my cloud storage, and I will put the link on the description box so you can download it for your guide. I will also add my calculation formula on this side. I hope this will help you make your treat bag in any size. Thank you for watching, everyone. Happy crafting. Bye.